Hey guys, what's going on? It's Eli, and that's right. I thought I'd do another one of these videos giving my thoughts, this time on two upcoming animated features. Now that it's the new year, they'll be coming the next year, and those are the new Wallace and Gromit film and Inside Out 2. Yes. I'm really looking forward to these two upcoming animated features. I'll start with Wallace and Gromit, since that was announced, early before Inside Out 2 was announced. As we all know, it was announced at D23, but we'll talk about that when I talk about Inside Out 2. So, Wallace and Gromit, I'm looking forward to the new Wallace and Gromit animated feature. This will be their first film since The Curse of the Were-Rabbit, and I think a lot of people were wondering if there was ever going to be another Wallace and Gromit movie. Because, Wallace and Gromit, they started out with 3 short films, and they did a lot more, for commercials and, little skits, very short, episodes, we all know the cracking contraptions and so on. Wallace and Gromit have been in so much, and they've been all around the world, you name it. And of course, Artman, their first animated feature was Chicken Run. Or at one point, it was considered that maybe that Wallace and Gromit would be the first two to have their own movie. It would be Artman's first film. But Nick Park, he wasn't ready yet for them to be on the big screen, And thus, Chicken Run happened, marking Artman's first animated feature, stop-motion animated feature, etc., for them. And then afterwards, that's when Nick decided to go ahead and do a movie with his two creations. And thus, The Curse of the Were-Rabbit was born. And after that, well, Wallace and Gromit, they would still expand, and of course they would get another short film, It's a Matter of Loaf and Death, which would be the last Wallace and Gromit short where, Peter Sallis, the original voice of Wallace, he would be the voice of Wallace, etc. And, the new voice actor that's now Wallace, because he does a great job filling in Peter's shoes, taking on the torch of voicing Wallace. So, even Nick Park was asked if there was ever going to be another, Wallace and Gromit movie, if we were ever going to see them again. And we did see them at times. They did some stuff on YouTube and commercials, for the holidays and so on. But that's when it was announced that, Wallace and Gromit would get a new animated feature, and it's coming straight to Netflix. And this wasn't the first time that Artman had a movie of theirs on Netflix. We all remember that the second Shaun the Sheep movie, Farmageddon. Yeah, that's right. It was on Netflix, and now Wallace and Gromit's going to be the next Artman film to be on Netflix as well. And apparently, Wallace had created some, the story was actually, I think, revealed that Wallace was, he created a gnome, and it has a mind of its own, which that'll be interesting. So, and it's up to Gromit, I should say, Gromit. I was almost about to say Wallace. It's up to Gromit to save the day, help his owner, Wallace. But I look forward to what this is going to be like, and the fact that, Wallace has had a new voice, unfortunately, not Peter Sallis, it's unfortunate. But, here's the thing, because Nick Park did state this, that, yeah, he thinks that Peter Sallis, that Peter would want them to continue Wallace and Gromit. And, yeah, I think Peter would definitely want that, so. I'm very curious, did Peter Sallis ever approved of the new voice for Wallace? I mean, he'd have to. So, I think for both Peter and Nick Park, I guess. If any of you guys know this, let me know. But, I'm anxious to see, when we get a first look at the Wallace and Gromit film, because it kind of feels like they are keeping that top secret right now. Obviously they're working on it, so, But that's what I have to say on Wallace and Gromit, the new movie. Now, let's talk about Inside Out 2. Oh my gosh, like, for a long time, including myself, we've been wanting an Inside Out 2. And, you know, remember when, like, after, say, Toy Story 4 happened, Pixar took a little break from doing sequels. It almost, I don't know, like, almost felt like that maybe they were not going to do sequels anymore. I thought, maybe I heard that at one point, but that turned out to be false. They were just taking a break, that's all. They're coming back to make sequels. Even Pete Docter stated that Pixar will continue making sequels because, you know, Pete Docter stated that, you know, the Pixar crew and, you know, they love the characters from some of the films they've done, from Toy Story and so on, and we do too. Because I've talked about this before. Some of Pixar's franchises, from Toy Story, Monsters, Inc., Finding Nemo, The Incredibles, and Cars, they're those franchises where they could just continue, you know? They can continue, you get my point. And good thing for Inside Out, yeah. And it was another one of Pixar's franchises where it could continue, and it is. And thus we're getting a sequel. Thank goodness for that. Because at D23, it was announced by the voice of, you know, Joy herself, Amy Poehler. You know, Pixar is making Inside Out 2. Everybody was excited for it. They applauded. And apparently, because even, I think people were wanting to see this too for an Inside Out 2. Maybe it could take place when Riley starts becoming a teenager, and that's exactly what's going to happen. That's really exciting. And there's going to be new emotions in this. That'll be pretty exciting too. You know, they even they were going for the first film. They were wanting to, you know, have there be more emotion characters. You know what I'm saying? But they just limit it down to 5. Yeah, 5. So sadness, disgust, fear, anger, and joy. So that's 5 emotions. So we only had 5, and of course we'll see them again, but with new emotions coming in. And the question is, my question too, who will the new emotions be? I mean, okay, there's disgust, there's anger, fear, sadness, and joy. That sounds about it, right? I mean, I should know there'd be more emotions. I don't know. I don't know. I can only think of I can only think of the 5 main emotions from the first film. It's hard to tell, but you know. And what about you guys? You know, what new emotions do you think we're going to have for the sequel? You know, let me know what you think in the comment section. I look forward to when we get a first look at it. It's gonna, yeah, especially because how far Pixar's come with the animation, and yeah, it'll definitely look beautiful. So definitely, and from what I've heard, like most of the cast are coming back. I would expect, like, you know, of course, all the main voices for the 5 emotions, as well as Riley and her parents. Oh yeah, and here's another thing. I'm curious, would Riley be out on a date with probably the same boy that she went out with in the Inside Out short film, Riley's First Date? Possibly. I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see. And you know, Pixar, they would keep their stuff top secret too. They wouldn't give away that much. But overall, we'll just have to wait and see for both Inside Out 2 and the new Wallace and Gromit film. So, and what about you guys? Like, you anxious for these 2 films as well? And, you know, what'd you think of what I had to say about them? Leave comments as always, and give this video a like as always too. So with that being said, I'm off. I hope you guys enjoyed. I'll see you guys. I was thinking, was I gonna say something else? Like, No. I mean, I've gotten so used to what I would say when it comes to reviews, unboxings, you name it. Anyways, I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, and peace out.